Coming live from Taman Burung, Kuala Lumpur, here in Kuala Lumpur, in the Kuala Lumpur district of Malaysia. We're here with the 60th edition of Grand Platypus Open, number 60, Squad Sanseki, question mark, something along those lines. I'm, of course, your host, Yaku of the Zaku, and with me today is El Trofior Gobernador Que Hache Akara Corruptor Light _ VIP. How we doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? We're here. We're back after a short 3-hour break.
Yeah. That's great. Oh, I should have pretended I was Vortex.
Oh, God. Feels bad, man. But we're here with plenty more StarCraft to come. And as you said, mate, we're back. We're back in GPO.
Back in the shack, and here we have it, spawning on the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE. We be oxidizing, we be breathing, and this fella be breathing real easy with that early pool. He is representing Downfall Gaming, DFG, coming out from the land of Brisbane. He is Oreo.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have, for the first time in a long time, one of the Malaysian boys. It is, of course, Nefarious.
I am so glad I did not intro Nefarious, because I knew in my mind, it was like, okay, Nefarious, he's either from Singapore or Malaysia. And if I was gonna intro him, I was gonna say, he's coming from Singapore. And then I get like angry letters.
Yeah. I googled him quickly before the game started. Yeah, same. I was like, is he from Singapore? Is he from Malaysia? Is he?
Like I saw him around when I still lived in the north, so you know.
There you go. Meanwhile, you were talking about that early pool, and of course we do see it, and it was not for early links, but for this Roach Warren.
Yeah, really super important for Nefarious to scout that, especially considering he's going for a 2-1-1, which is not exactly the best build you can really have, or you can really be building into when you're up against a Roach Rush like this. So yeah, really important for him to get these bunkers up.
Man, what a madman. He wants to hold on the low ground as well, and as you said, like, he's crazy. Typically you get a factory out, you get a tank out ASAP, or a Cyclone to kill the Overlord, but this man is making Marines.
He's making Marines, he's making 2 bunkers. I guess he has the gas now, but yeah, I guess he doesn't really want to spare too much gas. I'm worried about these bunkers though. I don't see a lot of SCVs who are buying to repair them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible to hold on the low ground, but again, it can be a little bit difficult. Oreo, he's already across the map. Interestingly, he didn't actually morph in too many Ravagers, only one so far, and he's just going straight up the ramp.
That he is, and these roaches are gonna go right around that bunker. Nothing in the high ground bunker.
No!
And the wall is a wall.
Oh no, the wall is not a wall. He gets up into the main base, even morphs in a Ravager in the main of Nefarious, forces the boys to be pulled.
Perpetual high ground vision Oreo is gonna have. The Ravager comes out just before the SCVs can kill them, and even a lot of SCVs falling to that corrosive bile. Man, this just goes to show you why greed is considered one of the deadlier sins.
Yeah, exactly. There was some mismicro there. I'm pretty sure Oreo biled himself with his Ravagers, but 10 SCVs did go down, and look at that worker disparity.
Yeah. First it was an army disparity, now it's a worker disparity. Nothing is going Nefarious's way when it comes to supply.
Oh god, exactly. I mean, the one thing that he does have going for him is that, you know, because he did go for 2 Raxes as well as that tech lab, he will have a stim timing, I guess.
Question mark? Yeah, he will definitely have some map control, which will buy him a lot of time. He can maybe try to expand from here and try to out macro his opponent, but yeah, I'm not sure how much I favor those prospects when you're up against Oreo of all people.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be surprised if he tries to macro this out. Oh my god, he's actually throwing down 2 more Raxes.
Huh.
How's
well,
the
you
math
gotta spend your
out?
mineral somehow.
Then
again, I suppose if those 2 Raxes weren't thrown down, it could already be a 3rd base. He's getting a 5th racks.
Oh my god.
5 racks. Before. All right. I mean, this is pretty typical, but normally you see the 30cc being thrown down before the additional racks.
Yeah, I imagine this is just indicative of him being all in. As you said, he had the option to spend a bunch of resources. Either you get a faster TC so you can macro out of this and catch up in terms of workers, or you throw down a bunch of racks and you just go for a 2-base all in and pull the boys. I imagine that's what we're gonna see, question mark?
Yeah, I mean, it's really got to be at this point. I do not think that Nefarious wants to get anything out of it. Wants to get any further their head out from this. He's actually thrown down an eBay, though. Just kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That is generally indicative that the player who gets that wants to get those upgrades and make it a bit of a longer game. And,
Oh boy, we'll see. Maybe it's just for the wall. Maybe he does intend to get some upgrades. He is still working on combat shields at least, and there we go. Finally, some tanks are being popped out. At the same time, we do have the drop in the main base. Nefarious, he does have stim.
Indeed he does, and he's targeting these queens down so well. Nothing here to defend. The roaches were very far out in the front, and all of these queens are starting to go down. Picks up, gets out there with half of his drop, which is pretty good.
Honestly, I don't know if he needed to pick up the drop. Like, the Marines were actually dealing a lot of damage. He was making his way through the queens, but in the end he was pushed away, and now Oreo's got enough roaches to defend.
Yeah, I mean, he already lost half of his drop to that, and you know, when you're a Terran opponent player in this position, you want to be prioritizing keeping these drops alive so you can, you know, utilize them later on as part of a timing push or something. You do not want to, you know, completely lose everything unless you're able to cripple your opponent with it.
Yeah. I mean, he almost did, right? Oreo, the only thing he had to defend were queens and 3 roaches. He was being quite greedy, just focusing on droning up, but he got away with that greed. You know, he's fully saturated on 3 bases now. If he wanted to, he could probably get a 4th base, and actually committing to this roach tech, getting +1 range.
Yo, is this what it is? Oreo, he was mentioning in the lobby, I'm a changed man.
Oh, that was...
Oh, I came into the lobby a little later.
Yeah. I was surprised when I saw that the lobby was made and WCS Gameheart was there. And he's like... That's what he was talking about.
Like, steel has taught me. It's drilled it into my brain. Alright, another drop coming up. Clips up quite a bit of creep, actually. And he is capable of keeping most of his Marines alive, so not too bad here. I'm just looking at the supplies, though, Light, and Oreo is pretty close to maxing out, and Nefarious, not even halfway there. Well, yeah, barely halfway there.
I mean, there's a reason why we were speculating that Nefarious would try to commit to a 2-base all-in, because right now we see that he's working on a 3rd base, and it is so incredibly late compared to the kind of economy that Oreo has. Like, doing something like this, it's unlikely to work out.
This definitely feels to me like Nefarious is kind of dipping his toes into every potential option for him. Like, he's not, you know, going hardcore and, you know, committing to trying to out macro Oreo here. He's not committing to an all-in. And to be fair, he might be able to have his cake and eat it too, but that's really a lot more dependent on how much time Oreo gives him.
Yeah, Nefarious really showing, you know, his lack of commitment here, ladies. And we'll see how that works out for him, as he does have 3 tanks. The scary thing is that they are kind of bunched up right now. Okay, there we go.
He's pulling them apart, yeah.
Yeah, he takes notice of it. He's like, okay, I don't want everything to be biled immediately. He has a decent amount of Marines. As long as he's in position, he should be okay. Oreo actually repositioning. I think that's really
the name of the game, yeah. He is repositioning, trying to hit somewhere a bit more vulnerable. These tanks are vertical as opposed to horizontal, so, you know, something about dimensions.
Yeah, he's
tangibility. The tangibility of the surface area, something along those lines. I'm not too sure. And I was actually going to say something that's like, wait a minute. So Oreo's maxed out Roach Ravager, but Roach Ravager isn't very supply efficient, but looks like it doesn't really matter. He's got more than enough to overwhelm Nefarious over here. Tanks are uber exposed, but a lot of bios still surviving.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a bunch of tanks go down and so do the workers, but as you said, the Marines do stand strong and they push away the Roach Ravager.
That they do. And Nefarious, I think that's probably the best he could have really hoped for. Thing is, though, Oreo is not going to stop with the onslaughts.
Yeah, we'll see if Oreo decides to switch things up a little bit, as in, like, he's still just committing to Road Ravager. He does have a Spire, but he has yet to utilize it. He hasn't gone out the hive or anything like that. He's just continuing to just pump out nothing. He just remaxed basically on Road Ravager. He's back.
There we go. And he is back. The tank count has not quite been remade, and the bio, it's still standing very strong. I really got to appreciate the positioning of these tanks for Nefarious.
Oh, yeah.
These 3 tanks are the backbone of defense right now. It is making sure that Oreo cannot get anywhere close to the center of Nefarious's forces without sending his entire army down to the red.
Yeah, definitely, and honestly, it's working. And meanwhile, Nefarious, he does drop over to the left-hand side of the map, but there are roaches here slowly trickling in. It looks like Oreo should be able to defend, but he's going to the main.
There we go. This is one thing I absolutely love about Oxide Light. As a Terran player, I can just go back and forth for days.
Oh boy, yeah, exactly. As we see Nefarious doing the very same thing, but Oreo, man, he doesn't even care. He's just sending the majority of his army across the map, trying to break the tank line once again.
Oh, but I think the tanks are actually better positioned this time. They are a lot more exposed, though. That was maximum surface area, but also minimum buffer. GG is called, and Oreo takes game number 1. Not without difficulty, though.
Yeah, I mean, Oreo honestly had an amazing beginning to the game, but surprisingly, Nefarious, he like made a game out of it. Like he was able to stand strong and really last a lot longer than we expected.
I really thought his lack of commitment was gonna be the end of him, but it was actually what kept him in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we are well. What's wrong with you?
You're the one who brought it up.
Oh god.
I wonder if I can sell that in the book.
What book? What?
Yeah, it's a dating advice book, or a dating advice column in a newspaper.
That you're writing?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You're like, listen, lack of commitment keeps you in the game.
Oh no.
Subscribe for more Yakuza dating advice.
That's what we're getting for hitting the sub goal, mate. We're getting the Yakuza dating advice column.
You just want to get out of covering a ska song. I get it.
Oh god.
But I'm also fine with that.
Oh no. All right. We are setting up the next game. And honestly, we haven't really been able to talk much about it, but we had a pretty good turnout today. It's great to see a lot of the familiar faces and a couple of old ones as well.
A lot of very old ones, yeah. Special shout out to Erebus Black, coming down after a very, very long hiatus.
Yeah. I remember him being very active in the online scene like 2-3 years ago. Like it was a long time ago. Same with Ice as well, but it's cool to see them still around in StarCraft. I
think he was actually my first ever opponent when I played in SEA Weekly.
I think so. Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
Yeah, really good to see him back here. Of course, that was Silver back then.
How times have changed.
Now we're like neck and neck, or something along those lines. Actually, no, I think it's probably Silver ahead. But regardless, we are continuing our series on Romanticide. LE, of course, standing for Lovers. Advice column, Lovers Advice column. That's what we hit the sub goal and we're doing. There we go. Might regret that. In the top left-hand corner map, spotting all the way in the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player coming down for the land of Brisbane. He is the fastest man in the Outback. He is representing Downfall Gaming. DFG. He is Oreo.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the blue Terran player representing the land of Malaysia and clan Inko. Question mark. We have
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Nefarious.
No, wait, Inca is... Never mind.
What?
There's no clan called Inca. I was thinking of IndieK.
There's IndieK. There's I believe there was a player, like a Korean player called Inca.
That was way back in the day. I believe he was a GSL finalist. That was when ST won his second Codas question mark?
Think so.
Or maybe it was MC. No, I think it was ST. Yeah, it might have been MC.
Remember recently a player that wasn't Inca, but I thought was Inca, recently came back. It was practice partners with Rogue.
Yeah.
I think it was...
Hush?
No.
Now known as Vivid. By the way, Vivid, Funara Vivid, didn't sign up this week.
He didn't sign up this week, mate. What's going on, Vivid?
Shaking my head, Vincent.
He's too busy playing. It's Not Among Us. What's the game he's playing? It's like
Little Nightmares.
There you go. Yeah, you know.
I think he finished that.
Nice. Yeah. So what the hell's going on, mate?
Nice can't play.
Should be here if you finished. Goddamn. But so far things are pretty standard. I say pretty standard. So Nefarious actually skipped his Reaper.
Yeah, completely skipped on the Reaper. Not going for 2-1 this time, going for more for 1-1, but it's making a lot of Marines.
Yeah, that he is. We see a reactor on the way. We'll see if he keeps a reactor on the factory. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, like, I don't know, maybe a Marine Hellbat push, or he may just go straight for the medevacs.
Yeah, it's really one or the other. Just staring at that production tab right now, looking to see if an army gets thrown down. Of course, it does cost a little bit of gas.
Yeah, which is why, I mean, we see all three gases being taken right now. We'll see.
Yeah, I do think that a Hellbat Marine push is the most likely thing, which is why I'm not entirely convinced that's what we're gonna get.
And we got Hellions. We got medevacs on the way. Like, if it isn't a Hellbat Marine push, it should be.
Well, it could be the... I actually don't remember what the build is called. But basically the build where you go for an early multi-prong, you know, drop with 8 Marines, main base, go into the third base with about 4 or 6 Hellions. I don't quite remember the Hellion count needed. Yeah, that's what we're getting now.
Yeah, meanwhile, Oreo is looking to dive into the main base with his Overlord. It is queued up quite nicely.
Whoa.
Looks like
double starport.
Yeah. Wait, what? Do you think that's is that a misclick?
It could be. But then again, I doubt it, because, you know, S is pretty far away from B.
As Oreo dives in, I kind of want him to, like, put some question marks in the chat. Oh my god, he's going double BC production! We've got a fusion core on the way!
Or is it double BC production, because he's going for the reactor on one of these starports.
I actually saw that. I think it was... Oh my god. Meanwhile, the drop does land in the main base of Oreo, and we do see the Marines are cleaning up the majority of the lanes, but there aren't that many Marines left.
That doesn't quite matter, though, because this is all a distraction. The Hellions go into the third base. And they get killed, but not before taking out 9 drones.
Yeah, all the Queens, they were here. They were ready for the Hellions, and...
Range lips! Wait, what? But Vikings?
Yeah, the Vikings is throwing me off.
You know what? I think we need to see more Nefarious. We need to see a lot more Nefarious in all of our events. You know, everything we cast. I love this guy already, and this is like the first series of him casting.
Mate, you know, I thought it was just an Ares thing, but the Malaysian Terrans, they're just built different, you know?
Really are. Everyday Rangers, they're being like, I'm so glad I played Protoss because, man, I dodged a bullet here. If I played Terran.
He's going mech, by the way. He's throwing down two more factories. Oh my god, what is...
He is going double BC production now.
Yeah.
back, okay.
He is.
Nice little throwback.
I mean, I actually saw it yesterday. In live stream. We were able to watch a bunch of like crazy Latin American StarCraft with Rey de las Razas. But yeah, this is interesting. So Oreo, he did go into the main base. He did scout the fusion core, so he knows. Like he saw both starports as well, so you can kind of deduce what your opponent is going for. That is why we have the Spire on the way. I imagine Oreo is just going to go straight into Corruptors. He's got plenty of Queens as well to defend against BCs. I love how quirky Nefarious is being, but at the same time, Oreo is ready for it, for the most part.
Exactly. I love how quirky he's being, but at the same time, there's a reason why this is a quirk and not, you know, the standard mech.
Yeah, exactly. I believe Oreo even scattered the additional factories being built. So I'm not too sure if he took note of that or not. Oh, interestingly, Oreo isn't going for Corruptors.
Oh, okay. Well, this is another way of utilizing the Spire, isn't it? You know, I think that Oreo kind of figures that if a BC was here for harass, it would already be here at this point. So I'm thinking he's probably thinking, you know, I might as well try to harass. You know, these BCs are going to be pretty slow. I can dive behind mineral lines and kill a heck of a lot of SEVs, and then worry about, you know, my main army.
Exactly. And to be fair, like with high enough Mutalisks and with +1 as well, like it doesn't matter how many BCs you really have. Oh my god, there's no anti-air.
No! There's no anti-air. Yeah. The BC had to teleport back home. It's a mess. It feels bad.
Oh god, I mean, that was almost disastrous. Actually, funnily enough, these two Vikings are kind of getting some value. I believe one Mutalisk was picked off, but I mean,
sure Vikings, so you know.
Yeah, and these BCs, like, is Nefarious really feeling secure enough to actually go across the map with them? I mean, to be fair, he's gonna have 3 soon.
I mean, eventually, right?
Yeah, they're about to pop out, and they can teleport across the map to the BC. Meanwhile, oh no, the BC's gonna go down. He already teleported.
I don't think it's cooldown. Yeah, it's still on cooldown, that teleport, so this is gonna be a completely wasted BC. And that's kind of heart-wrenching, you know. Imagine if you had 3 BCs going across the map.
Yeah, he was just a little bit too ambitious with it, a little bit too antsy. Didn't wait long enough. Meanwhile, there is a Hellion run by with Blue Flame, but it immediately gets cleaned up. No drones went down.
Pinned straight to the corner. That is how you want to defend as a Zerg player. Meanwhile, I was kind of worried for a second. I figured Oreo might have revealed his hand with the Mutalisk a little too soon. You know, it's gonna be a lot harder for him to harass now that there are missile turrets everywhere. But it looks like he's not really planning to use them as harassment tools. He's just using them to assert map dominance in the moment.
Oh yeah, and harassing as well, to be fair. Like 5 SCVs went down. He was able to pick off some tanks as well, harass the BC, like... and what I'm surprised about is that Nefarious is relying on BCs for anti-air. Like, he didn't switch into, like, Thor production with his factories or anything like that.
I mean, when you get enough BCs, they kind of become Thors of the sky.
Yeah, no, what 2, mate?
Yeah, well, I mean, 2 is not enough, but, you know, when you get enough.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Meanwhile, it's really good for anti-air, but there's just way too much Zerg on the ground, completely bypassing the BCs, harassing everything. We did not even get any major army conflicts there, Light. That is a dominant showing from Oreo. He's able to make Nefarious think, man, there's no way I could catch up.
Yeah, the conflict wasn't between the armies, it was within Nefarious himself. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was like making Vikings, he was making liberators as well eventually into BC. He was sending them out just YOLO across the map, goddamn. And
see, here's where we find out later on. We'll ask him. He's like, oh yeah, Ares told me that this was a good style.
Oh no, exclamation mark for nada, Ares. And with that, Oreo will advance on into the next round to face Mio Micah.
Oh dear. Mio Micah, of course, once again getting his streak up. I think he was on the way of breaking Demi's 14 week streak. But right at about week 11 or week 12, something like that, Azure, sorry, came out and said, you know what? It's time for the new sheriff in town.